When it comes to online gaming, one of the most important and crucial features is voice chat. Now, when you're playing against other people online, one of the main things you want to do in a team-based game is tell teammates what you're doing and what you're going to be doing, and if there's an enemy somewhere, etc., etc. And of course, another thing you can do with online gaming is you can just talk to your friends or random people with the voice chat function. I mean, keep in mind, a lot of people playing these games are, well, friends and stuff. And if you have real life friends added on your friends list, you can actually use it as a way to talk to them instead of having to call them up. And you can do it in private chat too, because many game consoles now offer the ability to do a private party chat. I mean, outside of the PlayStation 3, which couldn't due to RAM limitations, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4, and the PlayStation Vita have all offered party chat functionality, so you can invite your friends over to a private voice chat room where you and your friends can talk about stuff. And honestly, it's the year 2015. Why shouldn't online games have voice chat these days? It's a feature that should be standard. It's just like how when you buy a car, you should expect airbags, you should expect a radio, you should expect it to have basic features these days. Ever since the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox, and yes, the PlayStation 2 did have online games with voice chat, such as SOCOM. I mean, SOCOM actually had a bundle, I think, with a USB headset. I don't remember if it did or didn't, but it did support USB headsets at least. Now, of course, there are many problems with voice chat in online game, but a lot of them have to do with players you're up against. For example, somebody screaming at their mom on the mic, or another example is somebody who's basically blasting music or sound clips through the microphone. Luckily, however, both the game and usually the console give you ways of dealing with these people. For example, if somebody is screaming loudly in the microphone, you can just hit the back button and mute them. Or in another game, for example, if you're in, like, let's just say a whole lobby and everybody's doing it, there's a mute all button you can just press and it mutes everybody in the lobby. If you want to be shielded from every form of voice communication possible, there is an easy fix, and that is simply going into the parental controls of many game consoles. At least with the Xbox 360 and Xbox One, and of course Games for Windows Live because that's a part of them, you can go into settings and you can actually disable voice chat for your gamer tag if you want to, like, let's just say not be able to hear voice chat or be able to talk on voice chat for any game. Or you can change that kind of feature to friends only, too, if you only want to be able to talk to your friends and not just, let's just say, some random kid in the Call of Duty lobby. But of course, if you're a parent and you're trying to raise a kid and you don't want him to be screaming and learning all those no-no words, then you can easily disable voice chat for Xbox Live and your kid can now play online without having to worry about hearing a no-no word. Or being called homosexual because he sounds, like a kid. But at the same time, however, you lose access to anything being said on the game's voice chat. So you pretty much are unable to hear if people are talking about what's going on in the map, and you're at a disadvantage, especially if you're actually trying to play the game competitively. Now, the Wii U is not technically incapable of voice chat. It's perfectly 100% capable of voice chat. In fact, you know the headphone jack on the Wii U's, quote, gamepad? That actually doubles as a headset jack. So you can plug a headset in, and you can actually talk to other people online. And it works in some games, such as Call of Duty. In Call of Duty for the Wii U, for example, you can actually use it just like you can on other platforms. Nintendo, on the other hand, thinks gamers on their systems are all still the age of 10. I mean, they must believe that, or they must be pandering their game to only 10-year-olds because the game lacks any sort of voice chat. The game lacks it. Despite all the hype about how the game is going to forever change shooters because it has the Nintendo logo on it, the game pretty much wants to act like it has NetNanny on all the time and you can't switch it off because, well, the game lacks voice chat because the developer doesn't want kids to hear no-no words. And in fact, the developer said this because, well, he got tired of getting talked crap online. Well, really, Of all the things that could have been said to make this person get triggered, you're crap. Go away. And of course, he'd rather have a quote, safe, clean environment in which the play is worth it than, well, having actual communication and strategy and actual gameplay. I mean, what? Did they hire some Tumblr users to develop this game? I mean, because let's get real here. Voice chat in a game which is supposedly about strategy. But it gets better. You see, the Wii U does not have any sort of party chat feature. And while I know some will be quick to say Skype or TeamSpeak or that, here's the thing. The Wii U has none of those. I mean, there's only one console you can snap Skype on, and it's not the Wii U. And of course, you can do it on the PC too by using Alt-Tab or running it in windowed mode. But the Wii U has no way of doing something like party chat. The Wii U just does not. I mean, even early on in the 360, you could do one-on-one voice chat with another person playing another game. I mean, your friend could be playing Halo 3 and you could be playing, say, Call of Duty 4, and you could do a voice chat between you and the other person. And then a system update made it so you could actually talk to a group of people instead of just one other person. And here's the thing. The Wii U came out years after this old 360, which came out in 2005, and yet it still can't do party chat. Either way, the point is Nintendo practically wants to enable NetNanny for everybody owning their console because, as we all know, everybody owning the Wii U must be 10, right? Well, if that is true, then Nintendo is locking out a lot of people over the age of 10 from being able to voice chat with each other on the system. And you shouldn't have to use something like Skype or TeamViewer on an Acer laptop or an iPod Touch just to be able to chat with your friends when on the other systems you can do it in-game. And if they're really worried about, like, let's just say a little kid hearing a no-no word, why can't they just have a mute button? Is it really that hard to implement a mute button in a video game? Because honestly, it shouldn't be that hard. It should be a common feature included with game engines. And that's about all I have to really say about this Splatoon thing. Because here's the thing. You shouldn't be buying this game if you want voice chat. You just shouldn't. Because Nintendo is just going to keep crapping on their customers. They're doing it with the whole YouTube thing. They're doing it with the System Lock DRM. They're doing it now. And yet, instead of, like, calling out Nintendo for it, defending them is just going to make it worse. Trust me. There's an alternative. There are many other shooters besides Splatoon. And unless you want those underage characters, there's no reason to buy Splatoon over another shooter game. But there's one more thing I might as well say on this topic of online gaming. Now, while apparently being told get good ruins people's gameplay experiences, the developers have not said a word on if the game will have any form of anti-cheat, anti-hack, or any sort of bans for people who use exploits. I mean, not only have some Xbox 360 and PS3 games, and of course PC games, been known for having tons and tons of hackers, but Nintendo has had a major hacking problem with many of their game franchises. I mean, Pokemon's a pretty good example, but you've also got franchises such as Mario Kart having tons and tons of hackers and cheaters on their online modes. So, is Nintendo actually going to do anything if people start finding exploits in Splatoon, like, you know how people in many video games have found out-of-map exploits or button glitches, like the BXR glitch and stuff? Like, when I was playing the game for the gameplay footage in this video, I noticed that a lot of people were abusing exploits and glitches. What will they do when people start doing that in Splatoon if they ever start doing that? Well, the developers have not even said a word about that. But hey, they don't want to be told get good on multiplayer games. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.